Hi, Misha here, and you knew this video was going to come, right? We're going to preview the new, just released from Atlantic, imported by Arms of America, Polish WBP Mini Jack Pistol. And unlike previous Polish pistols, this is on a machined receiver. And we'll do a little comparison, but this is just going to be a preview. A little bit of a problem here in November in Arkansas. It is white-tailed deer season. Deer hunters do not like it when you go out blasting hundreds, thousands of rounds during the day. Apparently it scares off the deer. And since I rely on these deer hunters for venison, guys, I got my priorities. Meat, it trumps shooting guns. So we will do a full shooting review of this gun, but it might be a couple of weeks off. So I figured for now, we'll do a little preview. So basic specs: 10-inch barrel. It is cold hammer forged, chrome lined, made by FB-Radom. So the real company, originally Circle 11. We have a combination front sight gas block. We have a short gas system with a short gas tube, the metal part. However, it's just long enough with the 10-inch barrel. We have standard length handguards. From the factory, it comes with laminate Polish wood, but you can put anything you want, modern plastic, even quad rail. We have a standard front sling loop, standard adjustable sight. We have the smooth top cover. We have a scope rail on the side. Comes with a standard Polish Bakelite style pistol grip. We have a standard wide Polish trigger group. And yes, it's on a milled receiver. This is the first time we've had a true import from Poland on a milled receiver, although there have been several parts kits builds, such as the Century 1960s, the older Gordon Tech SSR 99Ps, and a few others besides that are Polish milled guns, but those were usually on either Bulgarian or U.S. receivers. This is the first Polish-made milled to come in. Flipping this guy over, you can see we have the bolt carrier, commonly as we call in the white. Truth is, it is treated metal. It's not pure steel, but which is good because it's not going to rust. Now, some have said this is a nickel or zinc coating. At least the original military guns, it was steel, but it was finished steel, kind of like stainless. We do have the expanded shelf safety. Actually quite nicely and smoothly moving on this gun. And we have the oversized Barrel style paddle mag release. This ships with one 30-round WBP mag. And since it is a pistol, this is exactly as it comes in with the standard capacity, i.e. double stack magazine well, with some markings here. Now this is as imported, but it's easy to reinstall a few features. For example, if you'd like to have a muzzle device, this is threaded. It just comes with a thread protector from the factory. There is a small tack weld here, kind of a la 1990s style. This is also how washers and other guns come in. Break that tack weld, grab this with a pair of vice grips, unscrew it. Remember, it is left hand, 14 by 1, and it does have the plunger and detent in the front sight base. So you're good to go screwing on a standard device. So standard mag, standard device, standard handguards, and finally, as a pistol, utility is kind of limited. Luckily, these do come in pre-threaded in the back for a standard AR-15 buffer tube. So you can either install an arm brace, you could even put in a folding adapter for a folding arm brace, or you can SBR it if you want to go that route. Since it is a milled gun, it is pretty slick here on the travel for the bolt. And the trigger is perfectly decent, all things considered. It has quite a nice paint finish. Easily comes apart. Standard AK. If I can do it with my hand the right way. There we go. Let's look inside the machined receiver. Smells like AK. It does have internal lightning cuts as well, which is nice. I will point out, of course, it is a pressed and pinned barrel, not a screw-in barrel. That's pretty common. Even the vaunted Polytech Legends were press and pin. Before anyone asks, I don't know the details of the steel or the process for making this machined receiver, but I will find out for you when we do the full review video. Here's our bolt group. Notice the somewhat shortened piston, and it's very greasy. The carrier is pretty standard. It does have AKM style lightning cuts to the bolt carrier and to the bolt. Make of that as you will. And a standard recoil spring with the step in the back. And again, here's our top cover. It is the slightly thicker, smooth type. And of course, this is chambered for 7.62 by 39 standard AK-47 AKM. Let's do a little comparing. We're actually very fortunate right now that we have another milled 7.62 by 39 caliber AK pistol import on the market. The Arsenal SAM-7K. The current version is the SAM-7K44. This is one brand new out of the box. So comparing to the WBP Mini Jack milled, both are on machined receivers. You can notice that the Arsenal has a more traditional lightning cut with a bit of the scoop styling to the edge, whereas this is more sharp edged. It also has the step down here at the barrel pin area, whereas this has the more traditional up area. This is actually kind of an artifact of when it was a screw-in barrel system, although this is, of course, again, a press and pin. So this has more of a traditional styled receiver, but I will say I think this one has nicer paint finish. This one has a threaded rear for a buffer tube. This one has the 1913 pick rail in the back, and you can actually remove it, and it has a standard hole that you can bolt something to. This is, like I said, a 10-inch barrel, cold hammer forged chrome lined. This is also a cold hammer forged chrome lined, although it is about an 8 1/4 inch. So you do get nearly 2 inches more of barrel here. Both have a shortened gas system. Both have a combination front sight gas block unit, but This takes AKSU, Krinkov, handguards. The mini jack takes standard AKM, AK-74 handguards. The SAM-7K really is based on the AKSU. It has the hinge top cover, the rear sight on the top cover, whereas this is more based on the AKM with the rear sight in the standard position and all of that, meaning that mounting an optic on the Polish gun is going to be a little easier than on the Arsenal because of the rear sight location. Also, just fewer proprietary parts. Both of them do have double stack magwells, but the Arsenal as it ships comes with a short 5-round mag, and again the WBP comes with a standard 30. Oh, and one other thing. The WBP retails for $12.50 these days. The Arsenal SAM-7K44 retails for $18.50. So you are looking at a $600 price difference, with the Polish being notably cheaper. So it's up to you. Both are high quality guns, and the Arsenal certainly tested, and expecting good things out of the WBP thanks to the FB-Radom barrel. Speaking of the FB-Radom barrel, let's compare this with an older milled Polish gun. And here is my KBKG WZ 1960, assembled from an original kit by Gordon Tech 20 years ago on a an Arsenal Bulgarian receiver. Notice it has kind of the old school lightning cuts, but it has the same paint type finish, at least in principle, as our modern WBP mini jack, because Poland really has been doing the paint finish thing since the very late 60s, very early 70s. Plus, in the original blued guns, it would come in for Arsenal refurbishment depot repair, would often get a paint finish because, well, it is more rust resistant. This kind of goes to show you, here's a 16-inch barrel gun, here's the 10. You know, you're saving quite a bit of length and also a good chunk of weight. Now, this is on a machined receiver, so it is going to be a little bit heavier than the stamped version, but there are also some benefits in terms of just durability, longevity, and frankly, cosmetics. Plus, typically bolt throws on milled guns are a little bit nicer because you're not having to have that transition from the stamped receiver to the machined trunnion and the spot welded rails. Yeah, they're just a little bit nicer. Now, these here are not true imports because they were assembled in the USA, even if they used original imported surplus parts. Whereas something like the new mini jack, this is all new production parts with kind of a mix of classic features and modern features here. And some might wonder, why a pistol? Why not a rifle? Well, that has a lot to do with our import regulations, rules, restrictions. But most things start off with a pistol, and sometimes rifles come later. For example, we had the Lynx pistol from WBP quite a bit before we had the Fox rifle. But, you know, better to appreciate what we have than limit what we don't. And again, seems a nice made gun. No real surprises here. It is nice that both ends are threaded, and it takes very little work to get access to the threads to customize. The finish seems very nice on these. The trigger pull is perfectly fine for a military type trigger. Bolt throw is nice. Changing handguards is a breeze. And as we've said in many previous videos, the extended safety and mag catch, barrel style, that's just a great thing. Some might complain about the lightning cuts, but that's just modern manufacturing using modern CNC, computerized, automated tool systems. The more scoopy style, it's kind of a holdover from the old Soviet days of manual labor. But other than that, if someone wants a milled pistol, at least it is quite a bit cheaper than the Arsenal, and WBP's track record is pretty darn good. So we'll see how it does when we get to the full range review. But for now, had to mention this to you and show off my example here. We'll work with it for a bit and come back in a few weeks with the full video. So let us know what you think. As always, if you could, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you'd like to help support the channel, please check out the link to the Patreon page. This is Misha. Catch you very soon next time.